My name is Mali. I'm a survivor. My whole life they've been telling me the world going in is that a promise. All it inflicted on me was this trauma. Devil won't let me be. Even when I say I can't breathe, I just wanna be free, yeah. I wasn't breastfed, I was booby trapped. Sometimes my mind feel like a battlefield. The battlefield full of landmines. The war on drugs made us all Vietnam vets. Come at my neck and I might snap. How many George Floyds gotta happen for a spaz? Didn't have a dad, had to adapt. I'd rather had ADD, all these losses. See my little cousin in a 2-year-old coffin. Didn't even know they made 2-year-old coffins. I was a shorty when that cop stopped us. Said we lawless and we don't belong here. On this turf for this earth. Ain't the motto protect and serve. We was just kids, sir. Y'all don't do this in the suburbs. Of course not, I'm having flashbacks. Dodged 2 bullets, I was blessed. Skeeted in my ex, couldn't miss. God got a sense of humor. PTSD gon' ruin us. My rivals look just like me. Boys in blue, hate black, really could put 2 in us. Start shooting, stop my future. I see a pig in you, you see a fugitive. I never get used to this abusive relationship. My firearms registered.
Don't trigger me, don't trigger me, don't trigger me, don't trigger me, cause you trigger me, you trigger me, you trigger me, it's gonna be a problem. Don't trigger me, don't trigger me, don't trigger me, don't trigger me, cause you trigger me, you trigger me, you trigger me, it's gonna be
I'm a survivor. My whole life they've been telling me the world going in is that a promise. All it inflicted on me was this trauma. Devil won't let me be. Even when I say I can't breathe, I just wanna be free. I'm a survivor. My whole life they've been telling me the world going in is that a promise. All it inflicted on me was this trauma. Devil won't let me be. Even when I say I can't breathe, I just wanna be free, yeah. Who that peeping in my window? I wear designer clothes, you label me a criminal. Had the wave spinning when I started skipping school, cause the big kids don't play in the kiddie pool. You must really think we savages, you think we animals. I think it's obvious, we dealing with a double standard. Marijuana still illegal, only reason call it cannabis. The prisons can't keep us in it. I've been walking through a war zone. I've been in and out of courtrooms. The innocence been gone. No Saturday morning cartoons. Tattoos had the real wounds. I got some family, we ain't been in touch. When looking for love and got a baby mama. Told my new girl that I ain't for no drama. I'm trying to progress, we making more dollars. My God, I've been stressing, cause the devil stay testing. Using people in my life to take away my blessings. Heaven help them, try to take away what's mine. We gon' have a situation, it's automatic. Trigger Mali, semi-automatic weapon. I can't let you shoot the messenger. Addiction run in the family, so it ain't no self-medicating. This here's therapy. I'm a survivor. My whole life they've been telling me the world going in is that a promise. All it inflicted on me was this trauma. Devil won't let me be. Even when I say I can't breathe, I just wanna be free. I'm a survivor. My whole life they've been telling me the world going in is that a promise. All it inflicted on me was this trauma. Devil won't let me be. Even when I say I can't breathe, I just wanna be free, yeah.
You're not my man. You're not my man. You're a genius.
In the time when we're supposed to be inside, usually when it's cold, everybody gonna be outside.
Oh yeah, that's
honestly, they're gonna be like, nah, fuck that. We were cooped up all summer,
dude. Nothing humbles the people quicker. Like, what shows you who's like spoiled and who's not than the people who immediately saw some sort of sun and they're like phase 1 and they're just outside. It's like, bro,
yeah, facts.
You've never been depressed, bro. You never sat in your house for 100+ days.
It's fucking crazy. Like outside, no mask.
I didn't even
don't know how to act.
Bro.
Facts.
Yeah. Only reason I don't wear a mask at my job anymore, at my one job, is because it's just apathy at this point. I was, and then nobody else was, and then
you gave into the peer pressure.
I'm balls deep. Fuck it.
Dude, even today, man, I fucking brought my little man we went to the beach, and it's not like a wild beach. It's like a huge state park, and there's a little beach in the back, and people were just hanging out. People were playing catch, like strangers are having a catch together and all sorts of shit. I'm like, well,
licking their palms and touching each other's face.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
It's crazy. I think it was like a month ago. I got up at like 9 o'clock in the morning, went to go shoot some hoops, go get my gym shots up. And it was, nobody out there.
Oh, okay.
Then as soon as they started lifting everything, like, man, you had people all over the place. Like the NBA was having extra tryouts.
Full games, shirt off, just
shirt off.
Block defense, coughing
full
on each other.
Game, 2 more
hard Detroit Piston fouls.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, you know what though? This crazy dude who's like, I look up to him. He told me, he was like, hey, at this point it's natural selection. I was like, you know what? I'm not mad at that.
I was like,
I'm not mad at that.
You know what sucks is I'm being capitalistically forced to be on the front line. Like I'm not even like I'm an essential worker, but not really. Like why am I here?
Oh, facts. See me, I'm good. I'm an essential worker and I work from home, so I'm chilling. I'm out here safe. So.
Oh yeah, you got it great.
I'm chilling. Yeah, this whole break I've been chilling. I can't complain. I've probably interacted with 4 people, including my baby mom and my kid. So I
you said, that was essential social distancing.
I had a lady open mouth cough at my register.
Oh man.
It's literally she did this. I was at the register typing and she's standing away from me, to be fair. But
so
she's
okay to cough open mouth.
Yeah. Nah, still, she had her mask on her chin and she just goes and I just bro, I didn't even fucking look at her. I just stopped and I just stared at the computer, full stop, because I was typing. I was just like,
oh yeah.
And she just goes,
get out. I would have been pissed.
Just goes, I'm sorry. Yeah. And then I just kept typing. I didn't say shit. I was like,
it's disgusting. It's crazy, bro.
I'm sorry.
It's crazy shit. But let's actually let's start this like regular people. All right, let's sound like we're trying to be somewhat professional. I'm gonna start this off. I'm John D. Contradiction, and we got my man Walco with the glasses. Thank you for joining us, and give your intro, your name, all that good stuff for when people jump into this and listen.
Mali Osage, man. Philly. I kind of. Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this real quick.
Yeah.
Who actually did the review?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Man,
the reason why I wanted to jump on here and talk with y'all, man, because I felt like without doing this, having this moment right here, I felt like the review was on point. Mm-hmm. It was on point because, again, the subject matter was kind of like a sub genre. Yeah. And you were like, okay, well, what's next? Yeah. And I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah, and this is also too so what we do like to keep everything super. We like to do our listens. We do one listen when we review things. We don't like to dive in too deep. We like to keep it fair, whether people are popular or not, whether they're underground. We want to keep it one listen because we think that's fair. You know what I'm saying? We think that's just a fair way to approach it. And I'm not gonna lie, when I bumped this, one, we do appreciate short projects, but that's just because we do a bunch. we listen to too much music. But for what it was, for a 4-piece, I was like, man, you put a lot in there. Everything had context, the skits, all the little pieces to it. And I was like, yo, I'm definitely I'm vibing with this. And then it was done. And I was like, I am very interested to see what's next because you did give the context of something, there could be more, it's not like it's to be continued, but it's there could be more. So I'm not mad at it. This seems like something that could be an EP series.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, man, this dude is like the Oracle. So
I just listen to too much music, man. We listen to too much music. That's really what it is.
Yeah. I was like, he definitely knows what he's talking about because when I sat down with my team and I was like, yo, I want to do this. This was something that kind of affected my personal life. Mm-hmm. It affected my music. So it was being an artist and just being a creative person, it's okay, I can't really move forward with anything until I address this.
Until you get that, yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. So they really didn't know anything about narcissism per se, other than people kind of throw it around because 45, the current president, he may or may not.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Pretty textbook.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like other than that, like what do we really hear about it? So
Yeah.
really that EP, The Departure of Empathy, man, it was kind of like my it was the window into like where I was like a year ago.
Mhm.
And like, okay, where we're going now. Cause I don't want people, to hear the EP and just be like, okay, so like, because it's like really up tempo.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
what I wanted. I didn't want like, because like people who kind of like going through that stuff, like it's like really stressful. It's like really, you really got some people really going through some stuff. So I made sure with my production team, I was like, hey, we want like something where they can turn up. We want something where, it kind of gives like a positive, like the last joint, with the singer.
Yeah.
And I know you gave that props.
Yeah.
The vocalist, she like really brought it home. So it's like, 4 songs, but every emotion, every mood, I wanted like people to take away something positive with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it definitely gives off that vibe. It's one of those like ones that like, because after I got my first listen, I wrote the review. I bumped it again. I was like, yo, I definitely want to dive into this a little bit more. Once the review's been said, and just be like, all right, let's see where my head's at second listen. And you dive a little bit deeper to it. And I was like, okay. I was like, I get where this is going, and I like the fact that you capture different things on a very digestible sound. You know what I'm saying? Like it was something like, even though there's layers, even though there's a bit of melancholy to it, there's a bit of dark. You know what I'm saying? If you're just listening to it, like if someone just put this on, that's not what they're gonna catch immediately. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, oh, this is a vibe. This has got like some stuff. He's got some catchy hooks. He's got all this going on. And then if they actually listen to it, it's like, oh, there's a lot more going on here. And that's dope to me. Like to me, that's something that a lot of artists don't have nowadays. Like because you can, it's easy to just bring a topic up and just say what it is. You could do it on and there's ways that it can come out. It can come out corny, like Logic and the Suicide Song, or it could come out creative.
Oh, damn. Did you just really just do that right now?
I just threw that out there.
I'm sorry. Are you not used to that? Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's what we do.
He just dropped it off like he just like little baptism water, like splash.
Yeah, and it's corny, and and stuff like that is corny. You know what I'm saying? And then there's people who can do stuff where it's like creative, or it's very much them. Then you feel like, oh, this is how this person went through this. And even though it's a subject, like even though you can mention a subject that everybody knows about, not everyone's experience is gonna be the same. So you can tell when people are talking like some fakes, when it's like faking the funk, or if it's someone who actually went through some stuff, because they can put in their pieces to it, and it doesn't make things as simple as everybody wants things to be. So that's the type of shit that I look for. I'm a writer. I like my shit deep. I like layers, and I like and I like it to be digestible. Layers. Yeah, and I like it to be digestible. I want to know that, one, you put some time into it, but two, you also respect the way of putting a song together to where it's going to be sonically pleasing and catchy, shit like that. So
it's got to sound good, but it needs that little je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, like a little spice, little seasoning.
Yeah,
sazon.
man, you got to pull out the sazon.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, and a lot of people don't do that. A lot of artists nowadays, because obviously hip hop is very inflated. Artists just, oh, I gotta rap about bitches, so they just rap about bitches. And it's like, come on, bro, like give me a fancy song like
bitches,
Donnell
cars,
Jones
clothes.
wrote one of the best songs, R&B songs of all time, and it was about cheating on his girl but asking for permission, and everybody knows immediately know, the Where I Want to Be, and it's like, that shit is the most creative thing ever. And it's not a good, like, that song is the scummiest thing ever, but that is a banger. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like that's
classic.
Yeah, and it's just as simple as that. If someone would just said, "Oh, write a song about being, dirty and cheating," he could have done some boring, corny shit, but he didn't. He did some smooth shit that, back when I was young, all the ladies I knew in my life, the moms, aunts, and all that, was singing that shit. Like
they was singing it, right?
Yeah,
yeah. So it made it relatable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what you want with music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So. But anyways, there's gonna be a lot of rants. We do a lot of ranting.
Rant.
I'm very passionate about music. We all are, and I'm but I love music, and it's just, to me, it's it's not just as simple as like, oh, I make music. It's like, bro, I'm looking for pieces of people's souls.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but let's talk
that,
about
that old thing back.
yeah, because that's what it should be, bro. Like back in the day when people was making music around fires and shit, it wasn't no like, oh, we're gonna do what's popular, bro. Let's talk about how we feel. Let's talk about what the fuck we know that's around us. Talk about this village and shit like that. So that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it though. So one thing I want to ask too.
Yeah.
Your hip hop name, is that your real name?
Well,
somewhat.
Mali is short for Malachi. So
Okay.
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
So yes,
Osage-
but no.
It's half and half, yeah.
Yes, and Osage, that's street in Philly.
Mm.
You know, if you're familiar with Philly at all, ironically, Osage Avenue back in like '85, they had this joint called Move. You ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
Like basically, like the mayor of the time, he came through and dropped a bomb in the city. This was like 3 blocks from where I lived.
Okay.
Yeah, they did like a documentary on and all that. Like I was like teeny bop, so I don't remember a whole lot.
Okay.
But like when you think of like what's like going on right now.
Yeah.
Didn't they? Wasn't that like a? I think I actually know what you're talking about. Fuck. That was like it was a prominent activist house or something, and then they were trying to raid the house,
Right.
And they couldn't get in, so they dropped a satchel charge from a helicopter,
Yeah. See, like
and it blew up
I
like
just
3
know- I
houses,
just know
and they let the
urban
whole
legend.
neighborhood burn down.
I just know urban legend, and I don't want to sound. I remember like
Yeah,
stuff
nah,
that-
cops
I
are
remember
wild,
hearing
bro.
stuff. I remember hearing stuff about them, and it's like, oh, like they eat dogs and cats and blah blah blah. Like people didn't really get the movement and what it was about. But yeah, basically the mayor, they came through, they dropped the bomb,
That's
and
insane.
I remember, man, like, you know, again, just going back to everything that's going on. I remember being a kid and growing up watching like these burned down buildings and all of that, and they didn't touch anything until gentrification. So it's like I know, like, culturally, everybody has like an opinion, and it's like really not a united front. And I could just say like the thing that I fear for like a lot of cities that it wasn't the protesters, it was like the agitators that did a lot of this
the
stuff.
opportunists,
yeah,
the opportunists.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, they
so
were
it's
straight
like
up, like white supremacists, and they're
Yeah.
like doing
Yeah,
spray
man.
paint and
It's
shit,
people
trying to
who are
make it-
it's people who are like a lot of time that people don't realize there are people who know what to do in these type of that they know what flies during these situations, and they're
What
like,
buttons?
this is
Right,
my
rocks.
time. yeah, facts.
Rocks.
Yeah, you know,
Bricks.
there's always somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's like you know, there's always someone that's going to capitalize, whether it's off of negativity or positivity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's just how it goes. Like, there's people who are just. I mean, it's not like it's something that people don't know about. Like, people know what people are trying to say that, you know, black people are rioting and all this shit and all that stuff. But it's like, bro, that's not something that we created.
Right.
You got motherfuckers that have been rioting for years. Like, if anything, we taking notes. Like, we're from, like, if there is such thing, but like, you know, there's gonna be people that capitalize. So it's like they're gonna sway a narrative, and the news isn't really on anyone's side. The news is over here trying to make money and put out that negativity so people watch and give them money. So
The craziest shit is like the most direct coverage we've gotten
It's
as
Twitter.
far as media, Twitter and TikTok.
yeah, that shit is crazy.
What the
bro.
fuck?
Yeah, but that's
Shit's
the
wild, bro.
beauty of the internet. I
Yeah.
called it years ago, bro. And you could ask I used to live with he's like my little brother, bro. I used to live at my ex's crib long ago. I was probably like 18, and her little brother, I used to get in his head, and he's my favorite human being, very smart kid. And back in the day, you know, I was always into computers, and I was like, bro, the internet is gonna be the end of the world. And he hit me up recently. He was like, bro, you're not lying. It may not be the end of the entire world, but it's the end of the old world. And I'm like, yo, it's a
It's
fact.
doing something.
Yeah, it's a fact, because there's certain things that they can't block.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that you just can't block on the internet, and all you can do is try to change the narrative and like
Yeah.
slap a different year on it to try to change the timeline and shit like that. But
I mean, it really, if you have a smartphone and you happen to be like within close vicinity of something that takes place, you just, you know, you live, you Facebook live, you Instagram live. So it's like, yeah, like you're saying, like the news as we know it, like
it's being
we don't have to
exposed.
wait until 11 o'clock no more.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just the news too. It's like being super exposed, bro. Like, People just don't understand the news is not, they're a business. And that's what people forget. People forget that these are people that want to make money. This is like the news gets ratings just like anything else. Like
Exactly.
they want to get you to look at it, bro. Like TV shows have gotten more violent and allow more curse words and stuff because that's what the fuck we want to watch. That's what humans can't stop. It's our nature. We like that bad shit. So the
That's
news
crazy.
is here with it.
Oh, you remember? Okay, so I remember like when Power first started, right? And I like watched all of Power, like the first season in one night. My man was like, "Yo, you gotta watch the show." Blah 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 blah. So we like watched it, and I was just like, at first I didn't want to watch it because I was like, bro, no, you can't get more gritty than The Wire if y'all watch The Wire.
You can't ever get more gritty because that dude who wrote it was in it.
Right. But then when they came with Power was like The Wire on like bro, I don't even know if they got a drug fast enough for how Power was.
Yeah. Power,
you know what
honestly,
I mean?
Power was the like injection of every hood dream, every hood story, like everything that like cats grew up loving via hip hop, via like mob boss stories, via cartel story. It had all of it put together, bro.
Fast.
In a place that it's New York, bro. It's something that like everybody wants to know about. Like I'm from Long Island, I'm from New York, and it's like that's just a world that like we all wanted to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then to top it off, you're gonna throw somebody who was really in a crazy time, like during the fucking Supreme era type, like those type spinoffs. 50 Cent, you got him in there on top of it. You know what I'm saying? So Power was what everybody wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like you didn't have to wait to see the come up. They already came up, and it was just like real fast, and it's just like okay, because I remember people would complain about The Wire like it was too slow. It was like literally like watching like chess, like watching like two motherfuckers play chess, and Power was just like speed checkers.
It's just it was just for it was all the good. It was it was just the good stuff.
No, it was more like it was more competitive pub stack.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Seriously, Power, the show is literally like the end of Scarface the movie, the whole second half. You know what I'm saying? Like once he came into Power, second half, that's Power.
Yeah,
right?
that's it, man.
Yeah, just all madness.
Everything for the chainsaw in the bathtub.
Yeah. Oh man. But you know what? And that stuff too, though. What people don't understand is like I like shows like that a lot because there's a lot of like subtle but like realistic things that go on in there. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things that I think people should look into with a microscope, like the whole like once he wanted to get out the game, how everyone changed on him and shit like that, because like that's stuff that we've seen, growing up. We've seen dudes who, because what does every young cat that grew up in the hood want, bro? We want to get out the hood. And then once you start doing enough to get out the hood, everybody from the hood is against you. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, you better than us.
Fake now.
Yeah, you better.
I don't know how it was for you in Long Island, but kind of going back to like the EP real quick, like I've kind of like focused it on like my intimate relationship, with a shorty, whatever. But it was like she was a representation of like everybody in my life. You know what I mean? So it's like if they weren't like, and let's be real, bro. Like mental illness in the Black community is a thing, and that was kind of like when I was putting a spotlight on. Yeah. So like we call people haters and shit like that, but it's like it's a reason why somebody don't want you to get out the barrel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, it's very psychological.
It's systemic almost. You know what I'm saying? It's systemic. Like it's been planted. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been put on the Black community. You know what I'm saying? And like and that's what's crazy is just as much as like people outside of it don't want to acknowledge it or see it. Sometimes the same thing with the people inside of it. Like I'm Haitian, bro. You know what I'm saying? My mom's Caribbean as hell. My grandma Caribbean. You talk about, oh man, back in the day, oh man, I'm feeling crazy or anything like that. Like there was no like, if I was like, oh, I want to go to therapy, they'd be like, what for? Only white people do that. Yeah, only white people do therapy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, like, well, I guess I'm just depressed, bro. Like I'm just gonna stick with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey.
You're real.
Yeah, yo,
not my family. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, no, but exactly. But like to like a Black person, it's like what for? You know what I'm saying? You tell your hardworking, Black moms, yo, mom, I'm sad. She's gonna be like, what for? You got a house over your head? You got food in your mouth?
Yo,
You got,
Right.
you know, and it's like, what do you do? Like, you supposed to just suck it up. You go back to your room, like, oh,
You
fuck.
shut the fuck up, right? You go back to your room and you
Yeah.
just zone out.
And then you
Walk
grow
up.
up to think like, yo, I'm fine. And you're not. You become an adult. You're on your own. You're going through stuff, and you're drowning internally because you haven't faced it or you haven't noticed
Like,
it.
oh, my whole emotional process is fucked
It's
up. Cool.
fucked up.
Yeah, no, Waco family tradition is you're upset about something, you take it, you bury it real deep
deep.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
was literally having this. I was literally like, you know what I mean? Because like, I love lyrics, man. Like when
Same.
it comes to music, like, I know like my team, they'll be like, yo, check out this song, and before I even like go and download the song or go on YouTube or whatever, pull it up, I go to Rap Genius first because I like to see the words. I gotta see the words. You know what I mean? And if the words speak to me, I can go in and listen to the song with it like a good feeling. But like if the words are shitty, I've already got the screw face when I put the song on.
Oh yeah, and you're over it.
So I was like, I'm not gonna say no names, but I was listening to this group and they're really dope. And it's like, you know, they just got that street shit. And you know, sometimes, man, that street shit it just hit. But then it's like being different now, being older, it's just like I like to see growth in the music. You know what I mean? So going back to what you were saying earlier, Jay, like if the music doesn't grow, what happens to the people? Because music is a spiritual experience.
Yep.
Like words are affirmation. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like if I'm just listening to something all day long, like it's going to reflect how I see the world.
Yeah. Oh, a million.
You know what I mean? And like you were saying, like Darnell Jones, like R&B like that is never coming back again.
Never.
Ever.
Never.
You know what I mean? So it's just like,
yeah. Yeah, we had a real good conversation about that before. I'm not sure it was with one of our interviews, but we were talking about Jadakiss's last album, and I was just like, you know, us and the guys, we were doing our review of it, and I was just like, yo, like, I'm kind of expecting more from him at this point. You know? And it's like, and I love Jadakiss. Like, Jada's nice. Jada's one of the dopest pens out there, but I was like, I'm waiting for him to do like when Nas dropped Life is Good. You know, when Nas dropped the whole album about the before and after effects of his divorce. Because I'm like, I'm grown now. And I grew up with Nas, and I remember the street shit, you know, Thief's Theme and all that. And now I'm hearing about his divorce, and I'm like, bro, this is what I'm talking about. I want to hear Jadakiss's, like, I want to hear him rap about his fucking vegan and his vitamin shop come up and like how he went on that journey to get his body better. I want to hear some real shit. I don't need to just hear random punchlines and street talk. Like, it sounds cool on a feature, but like, if you're going to give me an album, I want something that you've never given us, not just the same album every fucking year, you know?
Yeah.
And
that's why Jay-Z will always be one of my favorites, bro. Like, it was a long time when I didn't even like listen to other people, because it's like the street looks the same on every neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
The backdrop might be different, but the fucking street is the street.
And you know, it's the same feeling. You go into any hood, you know you there. You know what's going on. You know where it is. You know what it looks like. You know you there.
The sun doesn't shine on this side of the street. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same everywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like for a long time, I didn't listen to anybody else really come with it. But I'm a big Fabulous fan too, and I will say like
I want an album.
I'm a closet Fabulous fan.
I fuck with Fab
too. Say that
too.
again, bro.
I said I'm a closet Fabulous fan. I don't talk about it in public.
See, I'm a fan of Fab too, but Fab is another person that I need. Like, bro, if he don't give me a project about him and his wife's never-ending beef, bro.
Yo,
he
knocked her teeth out and then never said nothing about it.
Which is crazy, but like, give me something.
Never said nothing about it.
He did go on the radio, man. He gave like a 45-second answer.
No,
the interview was like 45 minutes.
Album. I want an album, and I want the good. I want the bad of that relationship. I want the toxic. I want to know how he felt. You know what I'm saying? I want some real shit that I can be like, damn, this is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is edgy. This is crazy, bro. Like, I want some creative shit. Like, I don't want to just hear, oh, I'm rapping and I'm eating nice, I'm wearing jewelry and all that. Like, come on, bro. We adults now. Like, give us some adult rap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I think, but see, and to be honest with y'all, man, I think that's where we struggle because, like, okay, the first joint, trust issues.
Trust issues. I got trust issues.
When my man, when he threw me that track, I was like, bro, what the fuck am I gonna do with this, man? I was like, I didn't even know what to do with it. I just like sat on it like an Easter egg. And you know, I just kind of like vibed out one night and you know, went in the studio and did it. And like I literally like I felt too vulnerable doing the song. I just felt like I was just an open cut all over. And I was like, I don't like the way it made me feel. But when I went back and listened to the words, I was just like, man, like that's what I was going
way to
through.
start a project.
That's the price of art.
Yeah, yo, fact.
Yeah, man.
And that's the type of shit that gets you though.
You know, what's that, bro?
No, that's the type of shit that like that's the stuff that you don't realize will attach to people way longer than some dope punchlines or a dope hook. Like if you say something that like, bro, let's put it like this: Marvin's Room. That shit cut into souls because that whole like him being drunk, like, oh, you know, your man ain't shit and all that. Every dude can feel that.
Exactly.
As much as you could hate Drake or whatever, we have all felt like that.
Yo, that's the fuckboy anthem.
Yo, anthem, bro. Anthem,
no
bro.
lie, bro. When you in your
I'm
feelings,
just saying
single.
you could do better. We all heard ourselves say that when he said, we're like, oh, and the whole, are you drunk right now? The girl shit. I'm like, damn, Drake exposed us. He exposed us with
facts,
that. But we all will never forget that. So, like, you know what I'm saying? That shit grasped us because it's just that. You know, it's vulnerable, bro. Like to write a song like that, like made him sound. That's why Drake, dude, you know, the hood cat. I think soft. He's soft. This is that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, he did it.
Yeah. And I mean, like again, he ran all the way to the bank with it. Like he became a bankable artist being vulnerable.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, so I mean, like people really wasn't really respecting him until what he did, like back to back and all that. But
women will never deny Drake. That audience, women will pay Drake till he is done, like old and done. Like they're on board. He hit them. You know what I'm saying? And hey, if that's his market, go for it, bro. Like fuck.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, man. But like you saying, I think you know, just coming from the inner city like we do, and not really having, you know, I don't know what your situation is, but not having like that leadership, and it's like okay, like. If we have men doing like what a man's supposed to do for a shorty, right? It's like we don't feel some kind of way having men conversations. Because a lot of times having even a conversation is like this is like it's in closed doors. Yeah. It might be on the rooftop. We might be sitting on the porch. You know, we might be kicking it in the living room. Yeah. But it's like to talk outwardly, like yo, like you know what I mean. When I went through this, man, like it hit me. It hit me a certain kind of way, and I'm still trying to bounce back. Like for whatever reason, man, that's just hard for us to do.
Yeah, we don't because like it's also how we taught. Like never let them see you sweat. Like never let them see you cry. You know, and
protect your neck.
Yeah, protection. We don't want to put that out there. And it's like, but that also goes into like, you know, there's a lot of mental issues and stuff like that. A lot of that's just connected. But like the music, what's sad is like with the times, the music has always been, it's even speaking for myself, like being young and not having like those opportunities to learn about my mental health. Music has always been my therapy. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And that's why I also like I'll go to bat with some, you know, younger cats trying to tell me the new music is this, and I'm like, bro, the new music needs to keep that energy of being still having some relatable, some personal, you know, some real shit in there, bro. Like
they keep killing the ones that do that.
Yeah, because like now you got all these kids that think it's just okay to be disrespectful and pop pills and do all that extra shit and not like talk about how they feel. Dude, they're drowning, bro. They're drowning more. Like now our form of therapy that we that we have full access to without paying, our music is that now. You know what I'm saying? That's not good for the kids, bro. Look how sad this generation is.
They lost, bro. It's really sad, man. Because you know, looking back, I used to think like we had it bad, and it's like, yo, y'all motherfuckers don't even have Saturday morning cartoons.
Yo,
like that shit right there is
facts, son. At least we had some semblance of a childhood. They got their balls deep in it right away.
Dude, if you think about it, they don't have like things. They don't even have like cultures to hold on to. Like we have things that we glorified from our era because they were essentially our spin-off cultures, mini cultures that we all shared and we lived. You know, we had
the blessing of having analog childhoods.
Yeah.
Because we grew up in the digital era. They're born in the digital era.
In it, and like
there is no analog.
Like you're gonna compare a culture of like, yo, I can be like, yeah, I remember when Get Rich or Die Trying came out. I remember when I had to put some money together to go buy the CD from the store.
physical CD.
All of the every block that I lived
Weren't-
on, people were
weren't no
blasting
iPods.
Wanksta. But then it's like, what do these kids have? It's like, bro, I remember when this TikTok song blew up, and we all watched the same video game on Twitch. And like, I didn't get sunlight for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what's going on? Like, and these kids.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, there's things like now, even now, like, and it sucks to say, but like, with the, you know, with the huge movement that's going on right now, those kids are also invited to be the online warriors that they are. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no shame. Like, I get it. Like, you know, if you're using your platform to have a voice, but even outside of that, they don't know how to use their voices to actually really get things in motion. You know, they just know, oh man, if I can go outside in front of like a protest, take a picture and go inside, I played my part.
Yeah.
And it's just like, bro, you don't even know what's next. You don't even know like how to uplift your community, your group of friends, like even your followers. Like, you don't know how to engage them on a real level rather than like a what's cool level. And that's sad, bro. Like, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? I'll just kind of like piggyback off of what you're saying, because I've been saying this a lot. Like, what they say, like the definition of insanity is doing same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And like before we got here, you know, like in the 60s, 70s, or 50s, 60s, 70s, when, you know, they would do the marching and all of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, what we can't do, like, okay, what was it? It was Malcolm X, the movie Malcolm X, right? Mm-hmm. Remember the white lady, you know, she came with the Malcolm X and she was like, you know, like, what can I do to help?
Yeah.
He was like, nothing. And, you know, like, people will get mad at me, but I'll say the same thing now. It's like, that would be like if I said to you guys, like, man, my house is a mess. And y'all come over and y'all say, like, well, what, man, you want us to come help you clean up your house? Like, you can't help me clean up my house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I might be like, yo, you got that superpower vacuum cleaner? Like, you might could help me, like lend me something,
toss
but it's my job to clean my house.
Way. Yeah, toss a tool my way that'll give me an advantage.
Yeah. And then, like, if the issue is white supremacy, like, they said that the revolution will not be televised. So it's like, when you go on, if you're really trying to organize something and you're really trying to go against like white supremacy, like you put it on Facebook, you put it on Instagram.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. It's just wild times, man. Like I couldn't tell you what black culture means today.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I couldn't define it for you.
It's been stolen, taken, it's been strained, it's been sliced, it's been sprinkled. You know what I'm saying? Like all we can tell you is that, hey, we know that there's black culture in this, but it's not ours. Not ours anymore. Right. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing like appropriation, like gentrification, all sorts of shit like that just fucked us up. Like, and I don't know. It's true. Like, you can't tell people to, you know, clean your house. You can't tell people to do that because, like, that's what you're supposed to do, you know? And what makes it even rougher is, like, how would you even start? Like, what people need to know is, like, even for just black people in general, it's like, all right, this is what we did. This is what we're doing now. We're getting the public eye. We're doing all this. But, like, what's next? How do we, like, what, like, where do we really start making moves? And that's what I tell people. I'm like, bro, we have something that's called cancel culture for artists and people who are like individuals trying to make, you know, living doing all this and that. Why can't we have cancel culture for Facebook? For you feel me? Like, stuff like that, bro. Like, stuff like that is
why can't people get out and vote too? I mean, shit.
Like, really go out and learn who the fuck you're voting for. Don't vote for a side because you think the other side's gonna win or one of the others gonna win.
Fuck all that fucking presidential shit. What about your state representative?
Yeah.
Congress.
There's a lot of
Senate, like, shit like that, bro. Like, you gotta fucking. That's what people. Nobody goes to those fucking.
Yeah.
Nobody goes to that shit.
Ass meets. It's a game. You know, at the end of the day, we're in a system because of a game that was played back in the day. Mm-hmm. And the game is constantly. It's never not been played. It's constantly being played. Yeah, you'll throw in some little changes, but it is what it is. It's a give and a take.
Game's fucking big.
Yeah, the game. Yeah, it's a give and a take, and it's like, yo, you can't just in this generation, you know, they're very, very entitled. They're very, oh, we need this. This has to happen because we want it, which I guess is a good attitude to go into things. But like, you have to understand there comes a point where the more moves that you're making, you have to play the game, because the game is going to be there unless you're willing to absolutely destroy the game. Like,
burn
rip
it down and start over.
Yeah, there's no, you have to, like, then you got to learn how to play it, and that's where the walls come up.
Those people in I think it's Seattle, right? Maybe, or the free zone. They got the autonomous zone set up.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Very wild.
That's some different shit right there.
That's next level.
That's some movement shit.
That's next level.
They shut down they took over the precinct and like a whole, like, I don't even know how many blocks, but a couple blocks.
It's theirs.
Like a big area. Yeah, it's theirs.
It's theirs now. And shit goes their way there. Wild, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think, like, again, it comes back to, like, okay, so like you said, what is the plan?
Yeah.
You know, because like it's not a plan, and the so-called leaders who, you know, like the old heads, like, they're nowhere to be found.
Yeah, yo, exactly. That's what this movement does not have right now, and that's what's crazy is a leader, a legit leader, a voice.
I think that's kind of actually working in their favor, though.
To an extent, it has,
because there's no target.
It has its. It does have. It's
a faceless mob.
But you do need leadership in a sense of organization. You need a leader in order to put together things like. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, we know the rules of how wars and shit like that play out. We need leaders as far as who's gonna put out memes that are gonna favor us. Who's gonna put out, like, news that's going to favor you see what I'm saying, like things that are going to sway narratives, just like those things that are getting used against us, you know what I'm saying? Like, for every black person that gets taken out and something happens where they're like, well, we just found his rep sheet, we just found his fucking criminal record, who's out here pulling out the cop's fucking criminal record, or how many times he beat his wife, or, you know what I'm saying, like, who's doing that for us? Because there's clearly other people against us that are doing those little things, that are making those awful memes or making those fake pictures with, like, false news or like a Photoshop to make people go, well, he did this, and then the narrative's different. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all heard about what just happened in Atlanta? What was that, Friday?
No.
Are you talking about the lynching that they said was a suicide?
Yeah.
Likely.
Nah. It was the cops, they just killed. Oh man, what was his name?
Oh, the other dude. Yeah.
So it was another cop killed another black man on Friday night in Atlanta, and I believe it was the chief of police. She, like, stepped down, like, immediately.
Yeah.
And it's just. It's crazy, like, with the pandemic going on, and it's like
a lot of shit.
It's a lot of shit going on, man. And it's just like, I kind of feel like, I can't remember what I was listening to, but somebody was saying, like, let's be honest. There's a certain very small population of the U.S. that feels like black people are savages, black people are out of control, right? So then it's like, if I know, let's just say, I know you're going to be wild and out of control when some shit happens, like, then when you have all these companies coming out and saying, oh, well, Black Lives Matter, like, are you really helping the situation? Because it you know what I mean? It kind of feels like, it doesn't
sit right. You're saying. It's a game. That's what's weird about it. It's a game. Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. You know, your life matters, and blah, blah, blah.
It's like Starbucks.
Oh yeah, Starbucks
got
and they backpedaled immediately. It was a day later. They backpedaled immediately.
Started making shirts. Black Lives Matter shirts.
Immediately. What's crazy is, like, to have money to do some shit like that, like companies that quick.
Everybody's gonna
like Amazon can't even deliver me my shit on time anymore. You're telling me you got shirts to your whole fucking company after backpedaling on one store, like, that quick? Come on. It's crazy.
It's wild, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's not uniting the people at the end of the day, like, because, again, you have to have leadership. You got to have some type of jurisdiction, because what is popular opinion? You can't even get that out of this. Yeah. You put 100 people in a room, you have 98 different opinions, and the other 2 people just needed a ride home, so they decided with the other.
They rolled with it. Yeah. That's true. It's very true.
That's a good one.
It's got to be some kind of, like, united front, so that we can I don't even know if you move on from this.
There is a little something going on that I think is interesting. I think it does the company thing kind of applies to this too. Is it's been exposing a lot of people, and they've been suffering.
That's my favorite part about this. Yeah, my favorite part about this is the immediate like panic from like companies and just everything, where it's like
Be a racist,
I just
get
got
fired.
yeah, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to think about it. At the end of the day, money fucking rules the world, and no company is going to be like lose money over one fucking asshole. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, and it's glorious. It's like, let these people's lives get ruined because they want to be on some stupid shit like that. Like, it is what it is. Like,
Oh, who's the chick?
they made a law after her. That chick in Central Park. They passed not like a law, but it named it after her. The lady who was strangling the dog by accident because she didn't want to put the leash on.
They named it. They named
called-
it after her?
They named the whole like if you wrongfully accuse someone thing, they named it after her.
Oh shit! So they took like the whole Karen shit and like took it like to the third
Her
degree.
shit was like blatantly. Her intent was blatant. Like it was.
Yeah.
No, she like for real, legit, like should have caught like some type of like charge for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That was
the way she was acting, she was literally screaming on the phone like he was attacking her. Like you can't tell me that she wasn't trying to get that man killed.
No, there was intent to harm.
Yeah,
100.
you cannot tell me she wasn't trying to.
She's like, and he's a black man.
Yeah. Oh,
She was literally this
Birdwatching.
African American trying to assault me.
Oh,
or
yeah.
some shit
While
like that.
she's
He's a black man
choking her
birdwatching.
dog.
That doesn't exist.
She got fired and gave the dog back. I was like, victory. That's a small victory I would take.
Or the other chick, the one that she had like a what was she like an intern for like
The
She
Christian
hopped out,
school one.
took the picture with the hammer.
Oh,
They aired her ass out.
She's
fast.
done. Yeah, that shit's great. But see,
She
like
lost like the internship, her
everything.
boyfriend probably like,
and
yo,
she
you
just
gotta-
got accepted. Yeah. Oh, glorious. Shit like that though. I like that whole. That's like the internet war. That's the shit that the internet's doing, and I love that because now people are like, I'm gonna take a picture of your whole face. There's some companies out here that's been like screwed over, like that are canceled. But that kind of energy, like. That's the shit that people don't realize. We have strength in numbers just humans in general. Like, that's the shit that we should have never forgot that we have. And like, that's the type of energy. Like, that's why Zuckerberg is silent.
Listen, how many users are there on Facebook?
Oh, half the world, more than half.
Yeah,
the
at least
world
the
is
whole
on
world.
Facebook.
Yeah.
500 reviews will get somebody fired.
But not even that. Imagine if Zuckerberg, like the face of it, the man who created it, imagine if he said the wrong thing.
Oh,
that cancel culture would be very real.
that would be a
And
momentum.
that's the type of energy like that's so now we're gonna tie this into Not Your Man's because that's the type of shit that I'm on. I'm on the whole like, bro, we out here letting fucking these old dudes who don't even listen to hip hop control our culture and our music, bro. Like, no, that's why I'm like, I want to build a fucking army of very straightforward reviewers and just rappers and stuff like that keep it a buck. I'm trying to take over the industry, bro. I'm trying to knock all that fake shit out. Like, let's get rid of that,
we
bro.
kick
Like,
him in the door.
yeah, like fuck all that. Like, we got strength in numbers. So if someone wants to like come at us on some bullshit, on some phony shit, like let's cancel them, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people don't like cancel culture. I'm here for it, bro. Like that whole
We're trying to
Doja Cat
wield
getting
that shit.
canceled for getting stupid, talking about that was a way to express it. You're a celebrity. You're a public figure, bro. If you're not gonna take your power as something serious because you have the sway over children, the masses of children, if you're not taking that serious and you're gonna jump on a fucking live chat because that's how you express yourself and drop M-bombs like you're not black. Canceled. Canceled. Just like we gonna get this Karen fired, we gonna get you fired, bro. Like, you had it easy. You have a
Your
job.
next album gonna flop.
Yeah, you have a job making music, the perfect job, and that's the message you want to pass to these kids. Fuck, like, get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out. Canceled. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm on. I'm like, yo, we should be doing that with apps. The second I heard, well, Wendy's, anybody do some racist shit, canceled. Like, show this world that we pay you. Like, that people forget that we pay these people.
But check it out, bro. Check it out, though.
Yeah, talk. Let's do it.
The body only does what the mind tells it to do. Right? So if the system is the system and the system has been that, it's already a universal mind control thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, again, just going back to the music, like you're saying, we don't own shit when it comes to our own culture, our own music.
Nothing.
So when we're talking about radio even. Why not? Why don't we have variety on the radio where, you know, you can get trap, you can get hip hop, you can get lyricism, you can get everything, and it's 24 hours in a day. You really don't have to play the same 8 songs every motherfucking hour.
Every hour. Nope.
But
And
it's
crazy because to make us feel like we have some sort of control, we got black hosts to these radio stations.
That shit's wild. Yeah.
What? You know, like, come on.
Wild.
It's
That's
crazy.
just wild.
It's
yeah,
crazy.
it's like as long as they're getting a check, everybody's just willing to fall in line, and it's like, okay, I think, and that goes back to cleaning our own house.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You said, we have our voices, our power, our social media accounts, our power.
Mm-hmm.
Like, listen, I'm gonna keep it all the way $1 Like when this shit started jumping off, I was kind of quiet because I know, like, a lot of times the way I think, a lot of people don't necessarily fall in line with that type of thinking, because I can go extreme. I could go very disciplined. But I was like, yo, I was thinking about I'm following like I was following a substantial amount of like IG models. Mm-hmm. And I was like, they really don't be talking about a motherfucking thing.
Nothing.
You know what I mean?
While shit's going on, they're still just blankly like dead-eyed posting their butt cheeks and shit. And it's like,
yeah. Like, if the world is over, so is your ass.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
That's it. Like, that's literally it.
If total anarchy happens, Instagram's a wrap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So, like, I was on that. I was like, you know, I need to be careful with my energy as well, because, like, that's just a distraction, man. That's just a distraction from what's really going on out here. And it's like, I'm one of them people, I feel like we can agree to disagree, and we can still go hoop. Yep. We can still go hang out. We can still go do this. We can still do that. And you have so many people, and really, I'm going to speak on this too, man. Like, we live in a narcissistic society.
Oh, 1,000,000%. Very privileged.
You know what I mean?
Very privileged narcissistic.
It's what, like we can't agree. So now it's like, fuck you forever.
Yeah, now it's like, we can't be friends. I'm going to fight you. But that's the privilege. That's the privileged new school. Like, that's how they're like babies. You know, I can't have this toy. I'm going to throw a temper tantrum until I get this toy. Like, and there's no in between. There's no middle ground. There's no even understanding. And I'm not saying a lot, like, some things, like, probably you never understand, but like, you gotta, like, we're humans at the end, like we're animals at the end of the day. Like, you gotta just be like, yo, there's reasons behind shit like this. Like, if you can't fully get on a page with someone, you can understand how they got there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That empowers you to just be, at least I know that I'm never going to agree with this dude because he is lost in the sauce. Like, he is just not getting it. You know what I'm saying? He's a product of his environment.
Yeah. And we've seen that a lot too, man. Like, you know, like, you do have people, like, I can appreciate somebody who's racist. You know, like, I don't mean I have to like you, but it's like, I know how you think. Yep. So now I know not to fuck with you. Cool. Yep. I'd rather you put the shit on your Confederate flag or fucking put it on a t-shirt versus you sitting right next to me.
Just say it,
and me
say it
never
with your
knowing.
whole chest.
Yep.
Say it with your whole chest.
Oh, I was saying, when Trump made it to office and people were like, oh, bad racist people, all this stuff like that. I'm like, bro, he's their all might. He's their shining light. They're exposed.
Right.
I know where I can go now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kidding me? Like, before he brought them all out of the woodworks, I knew they existed, but I had to fucking keep my head on a swivel. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, so now it's like, yo, at least I know what the fuck is up, and I know these people.
Yeah, I
like,
appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm not an ostrich. I don't put my head in the ground and racists don't exist. Bro, they're fucking everywhere, bro. I need to protect myself.
Bro, I gotta say, like, I've had a few older white folks in my circle, not family, but just like people I've met or work around. Probably like just outright denying that there's an issue. And I'm like, bro, you were alive when they were still segregating schools here.
Yeah.
Like, you were alive. You remember.
Yeah. Like,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, like that shit. That, like, I'm pretty sure there's a picture of you in a textback.
Yeah, they're like, no, there's no problem. I don't understand what they're writing about.
I tell people? You know what I tell people? All those fucking, like, silly babies and stuff talking about, oh, I don't see color and all that bullshit. I'm like, bro, I'm like, do you know what a stereotype is? Oh, yeah. I'm like, have you laughed at some? Yeah. And I'm like, then you know exactly what the fuck a color is, bro. Stereotypes are literally the origins of racist jokes, bro. Like, literally, they are shit talk.
The root.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, literally, they're just a very racist thing that was said back in the day turned into a joke, and over time turned into a stereotype. That's how we.
Right.
But it's like, you know what the fuck it is. Like I'm like, if so, you don't know, you don't see color. If I pulled out a crispy chicken wing and bit this shit in front of you, you telling me your insides ain't gonna laugh, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, we not stupid.
That shit charred up.
It blows my mind.
Yeah, for real. Like, don't lie. Like, you know what the fuck it is. Like,
Right, somebody pull out a fucking uncooked ham, like that shit pink as fuck. You really about to eat that shit? You don't see color, right?
yeah.
All right, bet.
Yeah, man. People are crazy, bro.
It blows my mind how many like middle class white folk are just like, they're just totally like, nope, nothing's going on. With the COVID,
Oh my God.
with everything that's going on now, they're just totally tone deaf, bro.
Yeah.
And like, it's just fucking like, there was race riots in Melbourne, Florida in the 80s.
Not even that. Let's not even.
It's like,
that's too much. Giving them real shit that happened is too much. Like, where the fuck do they think half of the shit that they enjoy on Netflix comes from? You know what I'm saying? Like, where do they think all these realistic, oh man, that story was gritty, I'm crying about it, you know, that guy's life was sad. Like, nigga, that's based off of someone that went through it, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, that shit ain't come out of nowhere. Somebody didn't just go, maybe if somebody went through some shit, I could write about it. Like, no, bro, that shit is real.
Yeah, man.
Yo, people are wild, bro.
Page.
What's crazy is
I'll
those
see it
people
in
and the
this.
bubble people, the people whose bubbles burst.
the echo chamber people.
Like the people who like, and I hate to call them out, but I'm gonna call them out. If you're a white person and you texted your black friends in the last few weeks like, yo, are you good? You're them. That's you. Because you're safe. Your bubble popped. Like, your black friend is good because we live in it. It's been our lives. We don't really know much else. So we're good.
That heat check text.
Yeah. And it's like, bro, like, you're the
No, that text is going, oh, yo, am I good?
Yeah, yo, facts. Is my cookout pass still in effect?
We good?
Yeah. Fact.
Yeah, man.
Am I racist and didn't know it?
Can I mention you to people when they call me racist? I have a black friend, you know? Fuck out of here with that shit.
If we're hanging out and the N-word comes on in the song, can I say it?
Okay, how y'all feel about that? How y'all feel?
Oh man, I just don't even bother at this point. I don't need it.
Yeah, you know, yeah, it's like,
I don't feel the need to say it. I don't care.
Honestly,
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna dance in this one.
See, me, I can't even argue it because songs are made. Like,
that's not my job.
What's that song by Rich Homie Quan? That whole song is that. So it's like, bro, I can't. I'm not gonna beat him or the fucking mainstream system that's forcing it on people. So I'm like, fucking whatever, bro.
Is it like playing in my head? Yeah, but I can't help that.
Yeah.
But listen, and I'm not trying to to any of your white audience. I'm not. Do not use my name and say that I said it was okay for you to do this. But I'm gonna tell you, like right now, if I was white, if I was purple, if I was anything other than black, right, and the song come on and it's got that vibe, I'm not censoring shit because I paid for that download, right? That's up to the artist, man.
Yeah,
I feel like it's all about.
Like, let's just say we was talking real raw, and it was like some 4 and 5 year olds in here. Mm-hmm. We would censor ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Right. So it's like if the artists don't censor themselves,
then
to have someone to be like, oh well, you know, you can't say that word.
Yeah,
I think like, no, man, but that shit hitting. Yeah, right. That shit is hitting.
Okay,
I got the windows down. It's like 70 degrees. I'm saying
your speaker is bumping.
As a white person, let me speak on how
Speak on it.
This is how I personally handle it, right? Read the room. If you have any ounce of empathy, you know, like, come on, bro. If we're at a concert and I paid my ticket to get in there, and it's like we're fucking like every song, everybody knows every word, the whole crowd is singing along. That's different. That's energy, right? But like, if I'm just like at a party, I don't feel the need to say it. The energy's not there, right? I'm just like vibing, but I don't.
So you like Tom Brady with that shit? You scan the whole field.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we got first and 10
to play for everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just gonna start playing a song and then just like I'm the only one singing along, and I'm
don't be that weird dude.
Like, that's just like read the room, bro.
That's
like,
let the DJ fuck up the mix and they don't say the word and then you say it,
and then you just yell it, and then now you look real goofy. Like that's how you know when people aren't like with it, like because you're not plugged in. You're performing, and that's what like feels weird. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just don't. I have this problem where like I work. A lot of the jits in Florida move different, and a lot of the white kids just say that shit, like just in conversation, and I'm like. It's not my job to police who uses the
that's
word.
that they learn from YouTube and their favorite rappers. They watch these interviews. They're like, oh, this the swag I want. I want to talk cool. I want to do this. Like, so they copy. Kids are impressionable.
I have a question for you guys now, though.
Shoot.
So, because this younger generation of black kids, at least in my experience, where I work and stuff, it's pretty intermixed. It's very diverse.
Oh, you're in Florida.
They don't say shit, bro. They don't care. And that's not the same energy with like my generation, like the older, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the same energy. So like, you get shit run if you fucking say it in the wrong place. But I'm like looking at them and I'm like looking at them sideways and I'm like, I don't. Yeah. What? And like, but it's not my job to say something. So I don't know. I'm like, all right, cool.
These kids though, like that's the thing. That's why I'm always at an ongoing war with these kids, because like I am, I have a son. Like I want to support the younger generation, but I do also know how impressionable the younger generation is, because I was a super impressionable kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know how it's way easy to get lost in the sauce. I know how, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can breed dickheads, but it's like these kids now, they're not even like creative dickheads anymore. They're not even like, there's no smoothness. It is just disrespect, and all this terrible shit is fun, and this is good. This is what I have to do to get attention. Like, I have to go to a store with the camera on and steal stuff because that's fun and people will like it. But it's like you're not smart enough to know you're incriminating yourself. You're not smart enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just so different compared to like, like our generation, like my generation. I mean, I guess I could say this now, but like I grew up like, oh, I bet I'm going to snatch a bike from the rich side of town. We're going to ride to Home Depot. We're going to have maybe my older brother go buy some spray paint. We're going to get a screwdriver. We're going to get rid of, we're going to get rid of the cereal. We're going to spray paint it. We're going to swap pegs. And it was like, oh, and then we ride around. We the baddest motherfuckers in town because we got dope new bikes. These kids are like, I'm going to record myself grabbing this bike, punching the old mom who comes outside, sees me stealing the bike, and like ride away laughing, and then post a picture of the bike, posing on my Instagram, and then get arrested
with a geotag.
And then the same dudes who recorded you punching this lady and incriminating you have the T-shirt like "Free my nigga for stealing his bike," and it's like, that's not smart.
Ain't even do nothing.
Yeah, that's not smart. Like, that's such a stupid. Like, we were bad, but we weren't stupid bad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, we were stupid. We just couldn't record it and post it.
I don't think we was that stupid, but we were a little smarter about our shit.
Nah,
like,
I
think it's access, bro. Honestly,
yeah,
maybe.
I would say, going back to that conversation, that need for validation.
Oh, it's disgusting.
It's really, you know what I mean. And I think the social media just makes it worse. So it's like, instead of saying something about anything, everybody just wants to fit in. So it's just like, okay, I want to fit in because, like you said, the cancel culture works both ways.
Yeah.
If you too outspoken, you'll get canceled.
I don't know. I feel like the younger culture out here in Florida, especially, it's very dominated by black culture, right? So you'd think that like the white kids would feel like they were trying to fit in, but it just seems like they're saying it comfortably.
Oh, like, well, no, but see, that's the thing. Like, the culture now, it's not even like, it's literally like a clone culture. It doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter if you're black. Like, these kids are all doing the exact same things. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, or whatever. You're going to be Little Pump. It doesn't matter.
Literally came in. One of the kids specifically I'm talking about that does this shit. He came in with braids. Like, he had tight cornrow, long braids. You know what I'm saying? And he took his hat off and showed them to me, and I was like, bro, you look like Broke Malone. I was like, what are you doing?
And he was probably hyped because he heard half of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
he's super hyped.
Oh, I look like a version of Post Malone. I'm here for it. But yeah, like, they don't. That whole clone thing is just like, they all like they every artist, even with music, everyone talks the same. They have to wear the exact same thing. They do the same, like their mannerisms. Like, If you, dude, I don't even watch music videos anymore because it's all, oh, let's get 1,000 motherfuckers with either these rented guns or guns in the front of a lawn and the same shaky cam.
Or a bunch of pastel colors and
yeah.
bitches shaking their asses.
Yeah, and that's it. And that literally is it. And that the kids look at that. And it doesn't matter who's even behind it. If everyone's doing it, they're like, oh, that's what's in. This is cool. I got to do this.
Yeah, it's that programming thing, man. It's just like
it's a system.
I remember I lived on the West Coast for a little bit before I came back to the East Coast, and I think that's when the social media really hit. Because remember, y'all should both remember this. Then it was a time when you could go to a region, a different city, a different town, and it was people talk different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dialect. Yeah, that used to be a thing.
Now everything, like you just said, is universal.
Yeah.
Now everybody talks like they're from New York.
For every fucking body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like same sneakers, the same swag, the same slang. Everything is the same, man. And it's like, okay, like again, I don't want to get off conspiracy theory, but it's like, what's the best way to control the people is to get them all thinking the same way.
There's also,
then you don't have any free thinkers.
There's also like three main hubs though of like influence too, especially in hip hop: New York, Atlanta, California, maybe Houston.
Well, the South is its own monster.
Yeah, but ATL for sure.
Yeah, the South is its own monster, and they are very tight knit. Like the South loves the South, and that I'm okay with. But like back in the day, the difference was like Cali and New York were very different.
Yeah, but now you have
But now, like, remember when I was arguing with my cousin? He's like, when he was just like, yo, yeah, the New York drill scene. I'm like, New York has a drill scene?
Tell me how I was just thinking about that.
I'm like, New York has a drill scene? I'm like, that's not from New York. Like, what?
And then Pop Smoke.
Yeah, and then Pop Smoke. And I'm like, what? I'm like, when did New York start biting other places' styles? Like, New York is supposed to be the battle of the boroughs. Always.
Around the same time people in Florida started wearing Timbs.
Which is crazy, because that's
like y'all humidity, like
yeah.
Hey, listen.
Fall apart.
Don't try to make
they
things
say waterproof, but they not for Florida.
Don't try to make things make sense down here.
Oh yeah, Florida just doesn't make sense. Florida is its own thing. But yeah, it's crazy how like California, New York, and all that stuff can sound the same. Like are starting to like blend as one. Like that's why you think of like, oh man, I'm about to name New York artists. It's the same artists we've been repping since we were kids, because it's like, who the fuck is in? And then you hear new artists, you're like, they're not from New York. When I heard Pop Smoke, I was like, he's not from New York. And then my cousin was like, no, he is. I'm like, what?
Straight from New York.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's very crazy to me. But like that's the thing. Everything's just becoming this one big mesh, and like that. But that's also a hip hop not having subgenres, and like, you know, whatever is at the top of the mainstream, that's it. That's what everyone
What
has
holiday
to
is coming up?
Huh?
What holiday is coming up?
Father's Day for us next Sunday.
Apparently Father's Day is a reason to shoot off fireworks.
And no, that's called the second phase of COVID. Everybody's like, phase 2, woo!
Hey, just launching fucking mortars off over here.
Dude, crazy. Nah, but yeah, man. Damn, we ranting about these young, but yo, shit is real, bro. Shit is really crazy how these kids are influenced, man. And people don't realize like they are the most impressionable. Like there's a reason cigarette companies used to have posters with kids on it and families smiling.
There's a reason cigarettes used to have candy flavors.
Yeah, man. We used to have the candy cigarettes, man, at the corner store and shit.
Hey, they used to have fucking brand of cigarettes that when you smoked it tastes like black licorice.
Yeah. Look at, bro, you tell him, look at the vape flavors, bro.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? I've been vaping
what
fucking
what adult like what adult is like, oh man, I'm about to get this cotton candy, this pancake syrup fucking vape. But come on, bro. Like what is that?
It's like cough with my COPD.
Yeah, like that's dude, people don't realize, and people just like, oh man, and people want to pretend save the kids and all that stuff, but it's really not like, but you let these companies do it.
Said, fuck them kids.
Yeah. But they control like they do run things, bro. They're going to, like, we're going to get old.
They used to have cigarette ads that were like doctor, like it was like a doctor, and it was like cigarettes will make you live longer. Like like literally.
If that's
bro.
not a sign that we shouldn't trust the media, then I don't know what is, bro.
And again, that's something that's within people's living memory.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Y'all want to hear some wild shit? All right, so this is just me, you know, medical field, working in the medical field and all sorts of blah blah blah. But I got a little young man, a little 3-year-old about to be 4, And his name's Johnny, just like me. And there was that popular kid song. We all probably heard it. If you know anything, if you know any kids around you, hey there, Johnny, eating sugar.
Oh yeah, we stayed away from that shit.
But it makes, and that you think of that makes kids want to eat sugar, and sugar feeds cancer. And then people wonder why little kids be having like stage 4.
I'd be avoiding most of those.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think of that. And then it's
look at the whole COVID thing, man. Like, and what it did and what it's doing to the black community. But like, okay, because you already have pre-existing, diabetes, hypertension,
you can't survive.
So again, for me, it just goes back to like, there has to be some type of discipline. There has to be some discipline in the creativity.
Yep.
There's got to be some discipline in the leadership. It's got to be some discipline.
Diet,
program, everything, bro. And it's like
that's access again, too, though.
Right?
Yeah.
That's access again, though, isn't it? There's not that much access to those kind of facilities.
People don't understand. Like, there's a reason me and damn near 80% of the black people that live out here were like, oh man, we used to eat cup of noodles and shit like that. One, that's terrible for you, but two, we all knew it was cheap. Why were we the only ones who ate that?
Until you seen how much sodium it had.
Yeah, and then you wonder why we had, we got high blood pressure and shit like that. It's like because that's what we could afford. And white bread, the worst thing in the world you could put in your body.
But thank God for the internet, though.
Wonder bread, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now you can find out how to eat healthy cheaply.
Yeah, cheaply. But that's if you're not already programmed. And if your family isn't passing that down. Like, one of the things, like, because I do, I do vegan mostly like 5-6 days a week, and I eat good. But one of the things that really, really like changed my mentality with stuff was I like to travel, and then I like to eat when I travel. I want to eat what everybody's eating. And one time in ATL, dude was just like, he put me on. He was just like, bro, yeah, like this shit that they out here loving and the pit, the landmark for all this was slave food, bro. Mm-hmm. And I never looked back. Like, I never thought the same about like the shit you put in your body ever again. And I'm like, yo, we were literally like, we had no choice then to love this. Why would we love this now?
Because you've been programmed to.
That's
like Native Americans have a type of fry bread that they eat pretty consistently, and it's like become a cultural thing now. But it was actually from just government rations and shit.
Yeah, and it's
and
crazy.
So now it's like a thing, but
it's
really
crazy how it's turned into a cultural thing where it's like, this is the taste of the South and all this, but it's like, bro, this is the taste of slavery, bro. Like,
you said the taste of slavery.
Yeah, like I'm eating slave food, bro. Like, what? I don't need to eat this, bro. Like, the fuck out of here with it. This is the shit that was forced on us because they like, yo, these black dudes is big as hell compared to us, so we gotta keep they stock. So we gonna feed them fucking, these little sick ass chickens and all this stuff and just load it with fucking grease and all this stuff. And I'm like, that's crazy. Then I'm like, then you look into the culture of like what Africans and shit used to eat. We was out here busting out fruit because that's what the fuck the land gave us. And we out here, motherfuckers rather eat Sour Patch Kids than eat some regular fucking fruit. Like, this shit is crazy.
Yep. Be slapping
yeah,
too.
bro.
Like, food be slapping.
You from Long Island, so you look at the bodega or something like that. Or, you know what I mean? Like, you go in the bodega, you go in the corner store, there's literally nothing in there that's healthy.
Nothing.
You'll have hot Cheetos. Yeah.
which fucking hurts. Which hurts us.
Fucking quarter water.
I love hot Cheetos.
Oh, quarter water. It's just sugar and water and blue. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and extra cold.
Yeah.
It's just extra cold. That's like the coldest drink ever.
Yeah.
The little igloos.
Oh man, and that shit is traumatic to your body, bro. And it's like, bro, but that's what we knew, bro. Like, that's like, and it's like, of course, like that's what people target first. They may go, oh, protect the kids and all that, but that's who they're targeting, bro. Like, so to me, it's like, bro, like we have to break that shit. Like, now I got my little man, when he's with me, we eat good, we eat healthy. I'm showing him how to make shit. I do everything from scratch. I don't even like everything. Like, I do like the almond milk, whatever I have, whatever I got in bulk, I buy a bunch of like almonds, pecans, whatever I can do. I make milk with it. I show him how, and I feed his little body good, and he's never sick. My boy has always got wild energy, and he sleeps good, which is crazy because that people don't think that it makes sense. It's like, no, you're not supposed to sugar crash this motherfucker to death. And then he wakes up cranky and mood swinging and fucking sick and snot nosed. Like, no, bro, like, you killing this poor kid. His little body's handling shit that your adult body can't even handle.
And then all the chemicals, think about what it does to the brain. So when we're talking about the trauma and the PTSD and all of that stuff, and it's like
the chemical imbalance. Look at the girls from when we grew up. When we were younger, because I feel like we're all around the same age, we grew up in the era where it started to end, where girls didn't start looking like women until
They
like,
had
late.
flat ass all the way up until like 19 and a half.
And then now we're like we're like, oh, like fucking I went to one of my friend's cousins, like their graduation. I'm like, we're in high school. I'm like, how the fuck are these kids like fully built? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, these are kids. How like
you gotta
how
walk
are
with
they-
your head down, bro. You catch the
Yeah,
charge.
but it's just facts. But it's concerning. It's like, bro, these is little teenagers and they're stacked. Honestly, I was a little skinny, fucking scrawny high school kid. Like some of the kids still look like they was toddlers. Like they was tiny.
You see a high schooler with a full motorcycle cop mustache.
Yeah, and
You
I'm
know
like,
what I'm saying?
yo, and I thought about it, and I'm like, bro, like, think of the advancement of the hormones they putting in the chicken and shit that we eat, and these people are fucking speeding up their bodies, getting their periods when they're wild young, and like, it's like, bro, we're killing these kids, and we don't even know it. People are just, oh man, this is all my family ate. I'm gonna pass down my dad's steak recipe. It's like, oh, how'd your dad die? High blood pressure. It's like, oh,
Don't worry about it.
yeah, like, oh, cool.
Oh man. Yeah, so in essence, when we talk about everything that's going on with the kids, right? So by the time they start making money, that's money already spent, basically.
Yep.
They're already done. So if you got them like this when they're 20, by the time they start having their kid, like, bro, like,
and then they're already addicted to whatever medicines their doctors are telling them to take. Their bodies they need the shit that they have, so they're a customer there. Their body needs to have these foods because they're addicted to food now. They're junkies, so they have to eat this garbage. Then their
I'd
bodies
be addicted
like,
to food though.
huh?
I said I'd be addicted to
Hey,
food though.
but it's a real thing, bro. We all watched fucking Super Size Me when my man ate McDonald's for 2 months straight, and
Almost
by
died.
week 2, how depressed was he when he was crying in his car? He's like, I don't even know why I'm depressed. And these kids are like, oh man, I grew up with schizophrenia and all this other shit like that. It's like, I know you did, because nigga, you don't eat right, you don't take care of yourself. I believe
part of
that
the
you're
thing.
crazy.
That's part of the thing that I hate the internet too, though, because yes, I agree with you 100%, but also part of that is because of things like the DSM just being available.
Yeah.
And if anybody has ever done anything in the like any type of psychology field at all, and you get your hands on the DSM, you immediately start diagnosing people around you and yourself.
Yeah.
So that's just just a thing.
Yeah.
That's just
Crazy,
access.
bro.
Again,
It's crazy,
access.
bro. We live in crazy times, man. I could preach about this shit all day, but yo, it's got to start from somewhere. I personally think that I start everything with what I put in my body. That's why I'm a person that can do I do 1,000 things. I make music, I run a blog, I make beats. I'm always learning how to play an instrument. I'm trying a bunch of shit because I keep my brain sharp because of what I put in my body. And I'm like, but I can tell, like, if I have a weekend where I go out and party and I eat, and I call it partying when I eat bad, not even drinking. If I go out and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna eat junk food for the weekend, I start off my week scrambled, bro. And then that's why Walko, every time I talk to him, I'm like, yo, I'm fasting. Like I fast for 3 days sometimes during the week. That means I was out of control. I need 3 days of nothing in my body, and then my brain is sharp. Then I'm clear.
Bro, it's so funny because me and you are on the same but different wavelengths because I'm terrible to myself. I eat pretty good. Don't get me twisted. I eat good, but like I run off of like caffeine and anger. And I do too much. Like I have 2 jobs. I do too much. I got a kid, all that shit. I'm doing too much, and I just run off of caffeine and anger. That's it.
I feel that.
that sounds like a dope ass title for an album, bro.
Facts.
Yo, facts.
That's an old head.
Wow,
That's gonna be
that's
the
my-
old
that's my
head Bible
EP.
when that drops.
No,
Yeah, that's gonna be for old heads.
My first solo EP.
Yeah.
Caffeine and anger.
If you got kids and a caffeine addiction, this album is for you.
Caffeine
You pissed?
and anger.
Yeah, man. Shit is wild. But shit, we've been ranting for a hot minute. We usually don't like to keep too much past an hour, but
Yo, we for a
this
minute.
is a good time though. We like to rant. We like to talk. We like to talk real shit. Let people see that artists are real people and not like yo, I'm just an artist. I talk cool and all that bullshit. But yeah, man, yo, we appreciate you chopping it up with us, man. Let everybody know where to follow your stuff, the name of the last project, all that hip hop stuff. You know, this is that plug-in moment.
Oh, what's the name? Did y'all let the Trauma play?
I'm gonna put it on because this is gonna drop. I'm gonna drop this one, I think, next Wednesday.
Bet.
Yeah. So I was gonna put it as the intro and outro.
Nice. Well, again, man, thanks for having me. It was definitely like we don't get a chance to have these conversations enough, and I think if we did, man, it would really just kind of like stick to the ribs a little bit more, you know, because once tomorrow hit, It's Mondays.
Yep.
It's time to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
You know, thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, man.
You can find me on Instagram, Mali Osage. So it's MALI _ OS. Damn, I can't even spell my name. OSAGE. I'm hungry. I need to eat right now.
He's addicted.
Yeah, man. But we dropped the Departure of Empathy 2. So the guy that's actually doing the skits, he is actually a life coach, and he talks about narcissism. So he was the guy I turned to, man, help me get back on get back on track, man, because I was gonna stop doing. So you know, once I kind of talked to him, and I was like, man, like I can't let these things that have happened to me destroy my passion.
Yeah,
because
can't destroy your passion or hobbies, man, for real.
Yeah, man. So you know, in music, being creative, that's life, bro. That's life. Like, dude, you know, there's so much resilience that comes from living that, you know, then when those beats pour out, man, that's a lot of resilience coming over those tracks. So, and also that trauma track that I gave you guys, that's going to be on the upcoming project coming out, No Judge, No Jury. So that's kind of like segueing off of the Departure of Empathy. Like, I had to let people know why, you know, I was in this certain headspace, and like now this is going to be like the prequel and the sequel.
I'm ready. Yeah. I'm very much ready. I'm not going to review it because I already gave you one, but I'm ready for it. Someone else is going to review that one, but I'm very ready for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming back, bro. I'm definitely
we love splitting stuff up just to keep it still very fair, but
you get a different reviewer almost every time.
Yeah, to keep it fair, because we always get yelled at for they call us old heads or whatever they want to call us. But,
bro, I was listen, I did my research on y'all. I was cracking the fuck up. I was like, man, I said, you know what? I'm gonna send it to them. Guys, like, they're gonna keep it real. So that's why I said when I read the review, I was like, this is honest, because it's like, I don't make happy music all the fucking time. Yeah. I was like, this shit was a stretch. You know what I mean? Like, this, I had something I was trying to do. I had something I was trying to get to people. But I was like, okay, but he hit it. I was like, he was dead ass on.
That's what we try. We really try to keep it very real. Like, and that's what
we try to listen.
Don't appreciate. Yeah, like, even though we listen once, we really listen. Like, when it's time for me to review music, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna turn my shit off, and I just sit there and I really bump it, even if it's one time. I really bump it and give the exact review as it's going, bro. Like, exactly how I feel. Like, even the jokes that we throw out, that's what I was feeling in the moment, bro. That was accurate to what I wanted to get out. So we try to keep it real because we feel like that's missing in this music nowadays, man. People are yes men, and like websites fucking that you pay them and they give you good reviews. Like, shit's corny, bro. We want to give some authentic shit, and we want people to really be. We're like low key. We want to start a gauntlet of artists that are just nice, that are hungry, and that care about their craft enough to be able to take that criticism and come at us better. You know, and just for them, not even just for us, for them. Like, we want people to get better, bro. Like, this is a passion. This is art. This is something. There shouldn't be I'm nice and you're stuck there. Like, no, we want people to always challenge themselves, bro. Like, I've been an artist for a long time. I'm always trying to get better, and I put out music just for me, like, just for fun, like, just to enjoy myself. But I'm always trying to get better. It's like, why not? Like, keep.
I want to hear something.
I'll send you something. I'll send you my last release. My last release was very just aggressive raps, because everybody's like, oh, you always doing like sad boy stuff. So it was just raps.
Yeah,
like,
it's true. He do be doing sad boy shit, though.
Yeah, it was very aggressive, very woke shit. Like the shit we was talking about today. I mentioned a lot of shit like that, and I was very straight to the point.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
I'm talking some woke shit. Yeah, I was ahead of. I was like, yo, I was talking some movement shit, because that's what I believe in, bro.
And that's dope, man. Like you said, the music shouldn't always sound the same. So it's like a lot of times it could just be like, okay, this is 12 songs, but it's just about what happened this week. And like next month, I might be on a whole different wave.
Yeah, that's it. And that's the beauty of music. You could write whatever the fuck you want. It's music, bro. Like, you shouldn't be stuck in a box, bro. Like, we're humans. We go through 1,000 emotions daily.
Right.
Write them shits. Get crazy with it, you know? But man, yo, we really appreciate you chopping it up with us. Yo, man, keep in touch, man. You can reach out to us anytime.
Sure, bro. You don't even have to say it again, bro. I got contact information, and definitely when we drop the next project, man, I'm shipping it back to you.
Hey, no doubt, man. Yeah, let me know, man. I just hit you on through my Instagram too, and I send you my project, but I hit you on there, bro. Like, yo, stay in touch, bro. We out here. We part of the hip hop community, bro. We all trying to eat. We all trying to do what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
Happy Father's Day to y'all too.
Hey man,
Hey,
appreciate it.
it.
Yeah.
All right, man.
You too,
Yo,
bro.
All right, y'all be cool.
Peace, man. Have a
Cool.
good one.